Today we're here at Universal Studios Island of Adventure to check out the Jurassic World VelociCoaster. It's a very busy, cold day here, 55 degrees. The place is packed. But let's go take a look around and see what's up. As always, to start, we have this view of the VelociCoaster across the lagoon from port of entry. This thing is ginormous. So much Christmas. Look at this. You know, I've never actually tried green eggs and ham since it reopened a few months ago. And I am pretty hungry now, so we'll give it a go. I got some pizza tots. Okay, this stuff's good. Way better than the pizza fries. Pretty big too. A little secret here at Island of Adventure. If you throw a coin into one of these fish's mouth in Seuss Landing, you throw the coin in, it'll spray you with water. You get it into its mouth. It's gonna be over here in the corner, tucked away behind the Cat in the Hat. Oh, look over here, we have some stilt walkers. There's actually a cut-through open between the two parks today. Here in Seuss Landing, you would cut across. They'll scan your ticket there, then you go backstage over to Universal Studios Florida. We'll go through that cut-through later today. But first, let's check out the VelociCoaster. Not sure if you guys could hear it, but I'm trying to get the speaker over here. But they changed the Lost Continent area music to include some of the Kung Fu Panda soundtrack. Pretty interesting choice. They do have a Kung Fu Panda meet and greet right here, but it is abnormal that it seems like the area music in most of this land is now Kung Fu Panda. Some big snapping turtles right here. Check these guys out. They take your finger off easily. Here we get a good look at most of the layout of the land on the waterfront side for the VelociCoaster. Look at all the vegetation they have. The trees look great. They have plants in the water too. It's really coming together nicely. They've recently installed these nets here along the side to prevent objects from flying out and hitting guests, because right down below is a guest walkway. If you've never been down here, this waterfront area behind Mythos offers fantastic views of the entire park. Really is a fantastic spot. Unfortunately, Poseidon's Fury is still closed. I figure there's no point for them to open this when they can only put like 15 people inside the attraction at one time due to social distancing. This thing is just beautiful. True masterpiece. For a scale of how busy it is, just take a look at this sea of people coming out of Harry Potter. Really is wild. Busiest I've seen it since the parks have reopened. The line for Hagrid starts all the way in Lost Continent at the Mystic Fountain, and it goes through the Sinbad Theater, and then over to here. The line is ginormous. Looking over from the Potter Bridge, we could start to see this wooden wall that's going up on the backside of Mythos. We thought that was going to be a viewing area, but it doesn't look like it because they're covering it up with this big old wooden wall. That bridge must be extremely strong because that is a big old piece of machinery that's sitting on it. Here you get a pretty good look at it. Now we'll continue our way into Jurassic Park. First thing to note is the theme park gods have done us well. They convinced someone to build a new building right here, which now blocks the view of the terribly ugly Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey show building And this really makes this whole entrance to Jurassic Park look much more immersive. The building's actually a new locker building, but they themed the backside to blend in with Jurassic Park, and this makes the whole area look so much better, because before you just see that big old white building in the background. There were no trees or anything blocking it. So when you'd walk into Jurassic Park, first thing you saw was that big old ugly white building. Now we have these nice bamboo trees. This really is a night and day difference. This looks so much better. Even has some small Jurassic Park theming. And it's painted green. We have the big trees, and the bamboo will grow huge. So give it a few months, you won't see the you won't see the Harry Potter show building at all when you walk into Jurassic Park. This was a wonderful and much needed addition. This attraction's really starting to come together. We have tons of trees theming. It just looks amazing. We'll throw in some coaster testing footage for you so we can take a look at that. But I mean, this looks fantastic. Looks like there's a small net here between those posts. I mean, this thing is crazy. So this massive structure will be a viewing area into the ride. Right now they have this plywood up behind the fence, but that'll come down, you'll be able to see straight in. The lights change color from red to blue. It really looks amazing. The Jurassic logo painted on the side. Here you get a better look at the whole thing. For a sense of location, this is a River Adventure entrance. Now looking across, we have another viewing area here where they have this huge steel structure with lighting, and once again it's going to be a viewing area. You can see the poles here with the plywood behind it. The plywood will disappear. I mean, look at this thing, the rock work, everything's just remarkable. It's really insane. They did a fantastic job, and this totally transforms the whole Jurassic Park area. I mean, it looks like a brand new island here at Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure. Crazy stuff. It's too cold today for most guests to be riding Popeyes. But we're gonna go check out the VelociCoaster from over here. From down here we get a better look at the Lost Continent fence that they have going up. Looks like to the left of it there's some viewing area. And I assume this fence will be painted to match the rest of the area, or maybe just green. The vegetation in the water is amazing. You can see that piece of floating vegetation there spinning around. That means it's just floating in the water. And as I say every time, the scale of this ride is huge. I mean, totally incredible. And now adding the trees and everything, it just looks fantastic. Got the top hat. Whew. All right, now we're gonna go through this passageway here and cut through to Universal Studios Florida. Here we go. So this area during the normal Christmas time is used as the Grinchmas queue, but there's no Grinchmas stage for this year, so they're using it as the cut through.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can't film back here.
You heard them, boys. No filming allowed. So back there, when you walk through, you go through the soundstage areas, and it actually looked pretty busy. Stage 19 and 20 were being used for filming. And now I'm going to venture into the Universal's Holiday Experience featuring Macy's balloons. Let's go see what this is all about. The wait time was posted at 5 minutes, and we're heading into the soundstage area right now under Rip Ride Rocket. It's like a Christmas wonderland in here. They have all the parade floats from the holiday parade. If you want to meet Santa, you go down this path over here, and it's a queue to Santa Claus. He's sitting over there. That's overall really cool and well done. It's a good second thing to have if they can't do the Christmas parade. So much Christmas stuff here at the park. Huge tree, plenty of decorations, and this 50-degree weather is really making it feel like Christmas time also. That's going to conclude today's trip to Universal Orlando. If you guys enjoyed, please give us a thumbs up, drop a comment below, and make sure to subscribe. We'll catch you here next time at the Theme Park Shark.